Hello, Ebenezer family. It's time for our weekly devotion and announcements. And I figured with Christmas right around the corner, that'd be a great time. We're going to take the Christmas story and cut it up into chunks and just go through it as the next couple weeks. I'm going to start with Luke chapter 1. And bear with my reading. I'm not necessarily the best reader in the world, but we're going to read through this and then just maybe a couple of comments. We're going to start at verse 5, Luke chapter 1. In the time of Herod king of Judah, there was a priest named Zachariah, who belonged to the priestly division of Abijah. His wife Elizabeth was also a descendant of Aaron. Both of them were righteous in the sight of the God, observing all the Lord's commands and decrees blamelessly. But they were childless because Elizabeth was not able to conceive, and they were both very old. Once, when Zachariah's division was on duty, and he was serving as priest before God, he was chosen by lot. That means that's how they picked him, by a lottery, according to the custom of the priesthood, to go into the temple of the Lord and burn incense. And when the time for burning the incense came, all the assembled worshippers were praying outside. Then an angel of the Lord appeared to him, standing at the right side of the altar of incense. When Zacharias saw him, he was startled and he was gripped with fear. But the angel said to him, "Do not be afraid, Zachariah. Your prayers have been heard. Your wife Elizabeth will bear you a son, and you will call him John. He will be a joy and a delight to you, and many will rejoice because of his birth, for he will be great in the sight of the Lord. He is never to take wine or other fermented drink, and he will be filled with the Holy Spirit even before he is born. He will bring back many of the people to Israel, to the Lord their God, and he will go on before the Lord in the spirit of the power of Elijah, to turn the hearts of the parents to their children, and the disobedient to the wisdom of the righteous, to make ready a people prepared for the Lord." Zechariah asked the angel, "How can I be sure of this? I am an old man, and my wife is well along in years." The angel said to him, "I am Gabriel. I stand in the presence of God, and I have been sent to speak to you and tell you the good news. And now you will be silent and not be able to speak until the day this happens, because you did not believe my words, which will come true at their appointed time." Meanwhile, the people were awaiting Zechariah and wondering why he stayed in the temple so long. When he came out, he could not speak to them. They realized he had seen a vision in the temple, for he kept making signs to them, but remained unable to speak. When his time of service was completed, he returned home. After this, his wife Elizabeth became pregnant, and for 5 months remained in seclusion. "The Lord has done this for me," she said. "In these days he has shown his favor and taken away my disgrace among the people." I find it interesting that at the beginning of that passage, it talks about Zachariah and Elizabeth, and it says that both of them were righteous in the sight of God, observing all the Lord's commands and decrees blamelessly. But a little bit later, when Zechariah, as a priest, goes into um, burn the incense, he doubts the words of the angel. Um, so there were some mixed up emotions there, I'm sure, in Zechariah. But I imagine if somebody come up to me and told me that I was going to be a parent again, uh, I would be confused as well. I'm getting a little bit of age on me, and it would have been a shocker. But God is faithful, and you know, Zachariah and Elizabeth, it says they were good people in the eyes of God. They were blameless, which we see several places in the Bible. That's why Noah was chosen to build the ark. It says that he was found blameless. A little bit later in the story here, we hear about Mary found favor in the eyes of God. Well, Zachariah and Elizabeth are part of the story, well, because that's God's plan. But I think it's important to realize that they were godly men, a man and a godly woman, and God wanted to use them in this capacity. And through that doubt that Zachariah had, uh, because he didn't believe the angel, he was struck to where he could not speak. And we see that he's only going to be able to speak once John is born and John is named. And we'll see that in a little bit in the story. But I think we can learn from this that, for one, it's good to be good in the eyes of God, to find favor, to be blameless, because God gives us incredible opportunities. And I think also another thing is, it's good to be faithful to God. And sometimes God asks us to do things that we may not completely understand why or what. But if it's from the Spirit and we know it's from the Spirit, then we have to continue on with it and should not argue about it, should not doubt it. I can't imagine being one of those people that was outside as Zechariah went in to burn the incense, and when he come back out, he could not speak. Now, what it says that he was making signs, but was there really a sign language at that time? Not quite sure. I'm not. I don't know, but I know if I was struck dumb, that's funny, isn't it? I am dumb. If I couldn't speak by some act real quickly, sudden act, I don't know how I would be able to communicate with my hands. So I'm sure it was difficult, but they knew that something had happened while he was in there. And we will see as the story unfolds how that affects us. So, with that all said, let me do a couple announcements. Um, First of all, happy Thanksgiving. You can see in the background there that it is a festive Thanksgiving uh, picture. And we do wish you a happy Thanksgiving. You should be giving thanks to God every day, but this is a great time to give thanks to God and celebrate that thanks with your family and friends. And we encourage you to do that. Maybe not all your family can be with you that day, but give them a call, give them a text, and say, "Hey, you are loved, and I'm praying for you." But because of Thanksgiving on Thursday, the office will be closed Thursday and Friday. Um, Along with Wednesday night, the day before Thanksgiving, there will be no Wednesday night activities, no youth group, no Kingdom Kids, and no adult Bible study. Uh, Another opportunity to spend time with your friends and family, and opportunities for you to spend time with God. Let's see here. What else do we got? We have December 12th at 6 p.m. We have the Waynesboro Theater reserved for us. And we've invited the other United Brethren churches in the area, and we encourage you to invite friends. For a low donation of $5, you get a double feature movie and some popcorn. It'll be a great evening. December 18th, we're going to go Christmas caroling, and we're still working on some of the plans for that. So I'm just going to say, mark it on your calendar that evening to go Christmas caroling. Excuse me. Christmas Eve service. We are having a Christmas Eve service this year. We're actually having two of them. Christmas Eve, we will have one at 12 o'clock in noon and one at 6:30 in the evening. They will be the same service repeated, and it just gives people an opportunity to fit their schedule. And if you need a ride, please let us know, and we can start up the bus and start a bus route for that, either the early one or the late one. You just need to let us know. Give the office a call, at least a day or two in advance so that we can make arrangements. Let's see here. What else we got? Christmas poinsettias. Where we have a sign-up sheet in the information center for Christmas poinsettias, and they are $11 this year. Please make your order by next Sunday. You can also call the office and leave a message here. For payment of them, you can just mark the money and drop it in the envelope or in the offering box, and we'll make sure we annotate that as well. But we will decorate the church with those, and you can pick them up either Christmas Eve or the Sunday after Christmas would be great. Oh, let's see here. What else? December 14th is the men's breakfast at 7 p.m. I believe it's 7 p.m. And that's a great time of fellowship and food and faith. And we are walking through the book called the Titus 10, and I've been reading it myself, and it's a great book. If you're a man, younger or aged, we encourage you to come on out, have some breakfast, and join in the conversation. Excuse me again. One last announcement. We are offering a bus ride on Sunday mornings to church. And if you are in need of a ride, please give the office a call by Friday noon, and we can make arrangements for that. And the bus will be running between 8 and 9. That's as close as we can narrow it down. It'll depend on who and how many need rides, but we will get you here and get you home safely. And that does it for the announcements today. Please have a safe holiday. There's going to be a lot of traffic going, but enjoy yourself. Enjoy your time with God. Enjoy your time with family. And happy Thanksgiving to you.